All right, welcome to another deep dive. This time we're going exploring some pretty unconventional ideas
Oh, yeah,
about the human body and consciousness.
definitely.
And we've got a
Right.
whole stack of sources for this one. They kind of blend like ancient wisdom with some
Yeah.
modern takes on reality. So
It's an interesting mix for sure.
yeah,
It's going to be interesting to see what we find.
it's going to be pretty wild, I think. Some interesting connections in here for sure.
I think you'll find some intriguing connections in there.
Yeah.
The source material definitely
Yeah.
challenges conventional thinking.
Okay, so one of the core
Yeah.
concepts that we're
Yeah.
dealing with here is this idea that reality is like a mental projection.
Right.
Now, that might sound kind of far out, but the source connects it to
Yeah.
some ancient Egyptian beliefs and even modern neuroscience.
Right. The source draws a parallel between the ancient Egyptian concept of a mental universe
Oh, wow.
and how our brains process visual information. It compares our eyes to black holes, drawing in light from the external world and creating our internal realities.
So it's like our brains are creating a personalized movie based on the light that enters our eyes.
Exactly. The visual cortex acts like a projector screen,
Uh-huh.
and our mind is the projector. The source even takes it further,
Okay.
claiming that our mind is a microcosm of a larger universal mind, suggesting that everything ultimately exists within the mind.
Wow. That's pretty profound. It makes you wonder
It really does.
about the nature of reality itself.
It certainly does. And this leads us to the source's intriguing analysis of the word human as human, suggesting that we are beings of color.
Oh.
And our thoughts and emotions operate on different frequencies,
Interesting.
each corresponding to a specific color.
So it's like our thoughts are literally vibrating at different colors.
That's the idea.
And that's how we experience the world.
The source emphasizes the goal of reaching the highest vibrational color, violet, through positive thinking and spiritual practices. It even connects negative thoughts and emotions to lower vibrational colors, suggesting that they can create a kind of energetic drag on our system.
That's fascinating. It makes you think about the impact of our thoughts and emotions on our overall well-being.
Yeah.
If we're constantly stuck in negativity, we're essentially dimming our own light.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And to illustrate this concept, the source gives the example of focusing on wealth.
Oh, okay.
The more you dwell on it, the more thoughts and opportunities related to wealth you'll attract.
Oh, okay.
It's like tuning your mind to a specific frequency.
So it's about aligning our mental frequency with what we desire, almost like a cosmic law of attraction.
Exactly. It's about understanding the power of our thoughts and intentions to shape our reality.
Okay, now for a concept that I'm really curious about, Christ oil.
Okay.
The source describes it as a psychophysical oil produced by the brain, which journeys down the spine during certain lunar cycles.
It's a unique concept, that's for sure. The source places a lot of emphasis on preserving sexual energy and avoiding acidic foods to raise this oil back up to the brain, which it refers to as heaven.
That's intriguing, but I'm a little confused. What does this Christ oil have to do with spiritual transformation?
The source suggests that the entire process of the oil moving down and then back up the spine is a metaphor for the journey of spiritual enlightenment.
Mm-hmm.
It even connects this process to the story of Jesus, suggesting that his death and resurrection symbolize the oil's descent and subsequent ascent.
Wait, so the story of Jesus is actually a metaphor for an internal process happening within our own bodies?
That's what the source is proposing. And the source even links the 33 vertebrae of the spine to Jesus being crucified at age 33.
Oh, wow.
It's about seeing the human body as a microcosm of the universe, filled with hidden meanings and potential.
Okay, I have to admit my mind is starting to bend a little. Can you walk me through some of the specifics of this process?
Of course. The source highlights the role of the claustrum, a small region in the brain, which it playfully refers to as Santa Claus, due to its association with the production of this Christ oil. It also mentions the pineal and pituitary glands, as well as the Ida and Pingala nerves, all playing a part in this process.
So there's an actual physiological process happening here, not just a symbolic or metaphorical journey.
Exactly. And the source claims that when this Christ oil reaches the brain, it activates the Kundalini energy,
Okay.
leading to a sensation of the head feeling hollow. It connects this to the concept of being born again, suggesting a transformation from spirit matter into spirit.
So we're talking about a physical process that triggers a spiritual awakening.
That's the idea. It's about the interconnectedness of the physical and the spiritual, and the potential for profound transformation within each of us.
Okay, I'm definitely intrigued, but I'm also a little skeptical. Is there any scientific evidence to support these claims about Christ oil?
The source doesn't cite any scientific studies to support these specific claims. It presents them more as esoteric knowledge passed down through ancient traditions.
Uh-huh.
It's up to each individual to decide how much weight they want to give to these ideas.
Fair enough. It's definitely thought-provoking, and it makes you wonder what other secrets our bodies might hold. Now, the source also delves into biblical symbolism,
Right.
suggesting that many of these stories aren't meant to be taken literally, but contain hidden esoteric knowledge.
Right. The source offers some interesting interpretations. For example, it sees Jacob's ladder as a symbol for the spinal cord, with the oil ascending to the brain representing a spiritual climb.
Okay.
And the tree of knowledge of good and evil is interpreted as the nervous system, which provides us with knowledge of duality in this world.
So it's about seeing these biblical stories as metaphors for inner processes and spiritual truths,
Exactly.
not just historical events.
It's about recognizing the symbolic language embedded in these ancient texts
Yeah.
and decoding their hidden meanings.
Okay, I'm starting to see the connections here. It's like we're unraveling a cosmic mystery, one layer at a time. What other symbolic interpretations does the source offer?
Well, the source describes the tree of life as the cardiovascular system, with the heart as the center of the body's garden. It even connects the 4 rivers of Eden to the 4 holy fluids in the body: blood, saliva, Christ oil, and sexual fluids.
So it's about seeing the human body as a sacred temple, a microcosm of the universe itself.
Exactly. It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of everything and the profound wisdom encoded within our own physical forms.
This is all incredibly fascinating. But before we get too lost in the symbolism, let's shift our focus to the pineal gland. The source calls it the mind's eye and claims it holds mystical powers. What's so special about this tiny gland?
According to the source, the pineal gland is crucial for spiritual awareness and accessing higher realms of consciousness. He even claims that the Vatican has intentionally suppressed knowledge about its true potential.
Conspiracy theories already, we're just getting started.
Well, the source does tend to present some unconventional ideas. But it's interesting to note that pine cone symbolism is prevalent in ancient art and even within the Vatican itself. It's almost as if they're hiding this knowledge in plain sight.
That is intriguing. So according to the source, this tiny gland could hold the key to unlocking hidden powers and expanding our consciousness.
That's the suggestion. The source believes that the pineal gland plays a critical role in connecting us to other dimensions and experiencing a more expansive reality.
Okay, now we're really getting into the esoteric. But before we venture into other dimensions, maybe we should take a break here and come back for part 2.
Sounds good to me. I think we've given everyone plenty to think about for now.
I agree. Join us next time as we continue our deep dive into these fascinating and often mind-bending concepts. We'll be exploring the source's ideas about different planes of existence and how we can access them. Until then, keep those minds open and those questions coming.
Definitely.
Welcome back. I don't know about you, but after that last segment,
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I need a mental breather.
It is
We covered some pretty
Yeah.
heavy concepts there.
to process for sure.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of these deep dives.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, we get to explore ideas that
Yeah.
really challenge our conventional understanding of the world.
For sure.
So I'm ready to dive back in. Last time we left off talking about the pineal gland and its potential role in accessing higher consciousness.
Right.
But the source material also mentions something called the torus field.
Yes. Yes. The torus field is a central concept in this material.
Okay.
It's described as a fundamental building block of reality.
Okay.
The source suggests that everything from atoms to galaxies is essentially made up of these dynamic energy fields.
Okay, so instead of picturing the universe as a collection of separate objects,
Right.
we should imagine everything as connected through these torus fields,
Yeah.
like a giant cosmic web.
Like a great analogy.
Okay.
And the source emphasizes that the flow of energy within this field is crucial to understanding how reality works. It connects the torus field to the concept of the Holy Trinity, not in a religious sense, but as a model for creation itself.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Break this holy trinity of creation down for me.
Yeah. So the source identifies dielectricity, magnetism, and electricity as the 3 fundamental forces that interact to create reality. Dielectricity represents the potential for energy to exist. It's like the blank canvas before an artist starts painting.
So it's the raw potential, the pure possibility before anything manifests.
Exactly. Then comes magnetism, which sets things in motion.
Uh-huh.
It's the force that brings that potential energy into form, like the brushstrokes on the canvas.
And finally, we have electricity, which is the energy we can actually perceive in the physical world. It's the color and texture of the painting, what makes it come alive.
That's a great way to visualize it.
Yeah.
These three forces are constantly interacting, flowing in and out of each other, creating this dynamic dance of creation.
It's like a cosmic symphony, with each force playing its part to create the masterpiece of reality.
Beautifully put. And the torus field, with its continuous flow of energy, embodies this symphony perfectly. It's a beautiful and elegant model for understanding how energy manifests into form.
Now, earlier you mentioned the word hyperboloid. What exactly is that, and how does it fit into this torus field model?
The hyperboloid is the central point of the torus field, where energy flows in from one end and out the other.
Okay.
It's like the heart of the vortex, the still point within the constant motion.
So it's like the eye of the storm.
Yes.
The point of perfect balance where everything converges and diverges.
That's a good way to think about it. And the source connects this hyperboloid to the concept of breath.
Okay.
The inhalation and exhalation that sustains life.
So the torus field is breathing, and this breath is the rhythm of creation itself. It's like the universe is constantly inhaling potential and exhaling manifestation.
Precisely. And the source takes it even further, connecting this breath of the torus field to the name of God in the Bible.
Oh, wow.
Suggesting that the inhalation is Yah and the exhalation is Wei.
Wow, that's pretty deep. It makes you realize that even something as simple as breathing connects us to this larger cosmic dance.
Absolutely. And speaking of connections, the source also makes a fascinating link between the torus field and the binary code, which is the foundation of all digital systems.
Wait, the binary code? I thought that was just a computer science thing. How does that relate to this universal energy field?
The source argues that the torus field, with its inherent duality of energy flowing in and out, is the blueprint for the binary code of 0 and 1. It's like the cosmic computer that generates reality using this binary language.
So the torus field is like the code that underlies everything.
Right.
And the binary code is just a reflection of that deeper pattern.
That's the idea. And the source even connects the word story, the way we narrate and understand our reality, to the rotational motion of the torus field.
So our very perception of reality, the stories we tell ourselves and each other, are based on this fundamental energy pattern.
Exactly. It suggests that we are all part of this grand cosmic narrative, woven together by the flow of energy in the torus field.
It's a beautiful and mind-blowing concept. It makes you realize that everything is interconnected in ways we can't even begin to fathom.
It certainly does. And this concept of interconnectedness is further emphasized in the source's interpretation of the yin-yang symbol.
The yin-yang. How does that fit into the picture?
The source sees the yin-yang as a visual representation of the torus field in action, depicting the constant interplay of opposing forces. Light and dark, expansion and contraction, creation and destruction.
So it's a reminder that balance is essential, that these opposing forces are actually complementary and necessary for the whole system to function.
Exactly. And this principle of balance is reflected in every aspect of existence. From the cycles of nature to the duality of masculine and feminine energies within us.
Okay, this is all starting to click for me now, but I'm curious, how does this relate to us as individuals? How does this understanding of the torus field and these universal forces impact our daily lives?
That's a great question. And it leads us to the source's exploration of the human energy field, or aura.
The aura. That's something I've always been curious about. What exactly is it, and how does it relate to this universal energy field we've been discussing?
The source describes the aura as an electromagnetic field that surrounds and permeates our physical body. It's basically our personal energy bubble that interacts with the world around us.
So it's like an extension of the torus field, our own personal energy vortex.
Precisely. And the source emphasizes that the strength and vibrancy of our aura is directly related to our thoughts, emotions, and overall state of being.
So if we're constantly stressed out, negative, or surrounded by negative energy, our aura weakens.
That's the idea. The source even connects specific emotions to different colors within the aura, suggesting that a healthy, vibrant aura is full of bright, harmonious colors, while a weak, depleted aura is dull and clouded.
That makes a lot of sense. I've definitely felt the difference between those days when my energy is high and everything flows smoothly, and those days when I feel drained and depleted.
Exactly. And the source offers practical advice on how to cultivate a stronger, more vibrant aura through practices like meditation, grounding, connecting with nature, and maintaining a positive mindset.
So it's about consciously raising our vibration and being mindful of the energy we're putting out into the world.
Precisely. It's about recognizing that we are energetic beings, constantly interacting with the energy around us.
This is all incredibly insightful, but before we get too carried away with auras and energy fields, maybe we should take another pause here.
Sounds good. We can pick up next time with how our modern lifestyles might be affecting our energy and some techniques for staying balanced in a world that often feels chaotic.
I'm already looking forward to it. Join us next time as we wrap up this deep dive into esoteric knowledge and the mysteries of human consciousness. All right, welcome back to the final part of our deep dive. I feel like we've covered some pretty mind-blowing concepts here, like from the torus field to the power of our own energy field.
Right. It's been quite a journey.
Yeah, it really has. But there's one more area I'm curious to explore.
Okay.
You had mentioned something about the end times and human evolution.
Yes. The source material does touch upon those topics.
Okay.
But it approaches them from a unique perspective.
Okay, before we get into that, I just want to remind everyone that we're simply presenting the information as it appears in the source material. We're not here to endorse or debunk any particular beliefs, just to explore them with an open mind.
Absolutely. It's all about critical thinking and expanding our understanding of different perspectives.
Exactly. So let's talk about the end times.
Okay.
That phrase often evokes images of like global catastrophe and destruction.
Right.
What's the source's take on it?
The source interprets the end times not as like a physical apocalypse, but more as a profound shift in consciousness.
Okay.
It connects this to the concept of astrological ages.
Okay.
Specifically, the transition from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius.
Can you remind me about those astrological ages again? I know we touched on them earlier.
Sure. The astrological ages are these vast cycles of time, each associated with a particular zodiac sign and its corresponding energy. We've been in the age of Pisces for about 2,000 years.
Right.
Which is often linked to themes of spirituality, sacrifice, and illusion. The age of Aquarius, which we're now moving into, is believed to bring about a new era of knowledge, technology, and collective consciousness.
So instead of the world physically ending, the source is talking about a shift in the dominant energy that influences humanity.
It suggests that we're moving away from an individualistic, ego-driven consciousness and towards a more collective, heart-centered awareness.
That sounds like a positive change.
Yeah.
Wouldn't all the chaos and conflict we see in the world kind of contradict that?
The source acknowledges that this transition period can be turbulent. It suggests that as old systems and structures break down, there will inevitably be resistance and upheaval.
So it's like a cosmic growing pain, a necessary part of the process.
That's a good way to put it. And the source emphasizes that we each have a role to play in navigating this transition. It's not about passively waiting for things to change, but about actively participating in co-creating a more harmonious future.
Okay, so how can we participate in that co-creation? What can we do to contribute to a positive outcome?
The source highlights the importance of inner work, of raising our own consciousness and aligning with our true selves. It suggests that by embodying qualities like love, compassion, and unity, we can help shift the collective consciousness towards a higher vibration.
It sounds like that Gandhi quote.
Yeah.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our individual transformations contribute to the collective transformation.
Yeah.
And the source also stresses the importance of community.
Right.
Of connecting with like-minded individuals and working together towards a common goal.
It's about realizing that we're not alone in this journey.
Right. And that together we can make a bigger impact.
Precisely. And speaking of transformation, the source also suggests that this time period presents an opportunity for human evolution, a chance to transcend our limitations and tap into our full potential.
When you say human evolution, are we talking about developing superpowers or becoming some kind of superhuman species?
Not in the way you might think. The source describes this evolution as an expansion of consciousness. A development of our intuitive abilities, and a greater alignment with our spiritual nature.
So it's not about physical changes, but about a shift in awareness and a deeper connection to our inner self.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we are so much more than just physical beings.
Right.
We are beings of light and consciousness with incredible potential waiting to be unlocked.
That's both exciting and a little daunting.
Yeah.
If we're on the cusp of such a profound transformation,
Yeah.
how can we prepare ourselves and embrace this evolution?
The source stresses the importance of self-awareness. Okay.
Of paying attention to our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors,
Right.
and aligning them with our highest aspirations. Practices like meditation, introspection, and shadow work can be valuable tools in this process.
It sounds like it comes back to that inner work again.
Right.
Facing our shadows and choosing to embody the qualities we want to see in the world.
Exactly. It's about taking responsibility for our own energy.
Right.
And recognizing that our individual choices have a ripple effect on the collective consciousness.
This has been an incredible deep dive. We've gone from the nature of reality and the power of the mind to the mysteries of the human body and the potential for human evolution.
I know, right?
Yeah. It's been a fascinating exploration of this unconventional source material.
It certainly has.
And even if some of these ideas seem far out there, I think there's something valuable to be gained from exploring them with an open mind.
Yeah, I agree. It challenges us to expand our thinking
Right.
and consider possibilities we might not have entertained before.
Exactly. And for everyone listening, I encourage you to do your own research, explore these topics further, and come to your own conclusions.
Definitely.
What resonates with you might not resonate with someone else, and that's okay. The important thing is to keep asking questions and seeking knowledge.
Right.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to say thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration. Keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep shining your light.
Absolutely.